Welcome to Brisbane and to Big Sound, although you've been here for long enough now, you're like a local. Give us a bit of a rundown on who you are and what your current position or positions entail in the industry.
I'm Jen Long. I work for Radio 1. I also work for the BBC and kind of come up with ideas for TV shows, as well as producing a programme called BBC Introducing in Wales. Alongside that, I DJ. I've been DJing for about 5 years. I write for a variety of different UK music publications and websites. I have my own blog. I put on club nights in the city of Cardiff, put on bands there. And yeah, generally just anything that's fun and involves awesome bands.
How do you juggle all of those
I just don't sleep, as you can tell by my horrendously gruff voice right now. No, it is a juggling act, but it seems to work out all right. So, yeah, I've never had a problem.
Have you got a favourite part of the conglomeration of jobs that you do?
I think my favourite thing is discovering a band when they're really new and they're really, really starting out, and doing anything to help them. If I think that a band are fantastic, I will happily put them on 5 times in my city, and in the space of 1 year I will happily let them sleep on my floor for like 7 nights. I'll put them on to play in my kitchen, I'll write about them, I'll blog about them, I'll play their songs on the radio, I'll tell everyone how fantastic they are. And my favourite thing is like seeing a band like that progress into like a band who are incredibly popular, or a band who, you know, who even just make one record which no one even cares about, but I think is fantastic. I like seeing bands do well.
Have you got some bands that you've been championing over the last few years that you remember, you know, seeing at that very embryonic stage, and that you have helped along the way? I really like the band Rollo Tomassi. I think it was one I wrote about them when they were quite new, and I've always like gone to their shows and supported them quite a lot. The band Tube Lord, I love the band Tube Lord. They've played at my kitchen. I've kind of like put on their gigs as well in Cardiff, and they've stayed around my house. And yeah, God, there's so many. There was a band called Software Emergency I absolutely loved. They played my house as well, and they split up recently, but the things that they're doing separately are pretty exciting. So yeah, a lot of UK bands, mostly UK bands because it's a lot easier. But whenever I go to like another conference, I was trying like, there's a band, Savoir Adore, that I saw at South by Southwest, who I kind of brought back and put on, and there was a band called Fold Chen from LA the year before, Savoir Adore from New York, put them on in Cardiff a couple of months ago, and they stayed at my house for a couple of nights, and we showed them the city, and wrote about them for the Line of Best Fit, which is a music website, and did like an interview with them for Radio 1, put them in session, and yeah, everything like that. I like doing that with bands where you can help them out on a variety of different levels and different mediums. Excellent. What is it about the bands that you love? Is there a rhyme or reason as to what it is about them that you like, or do you think it's a random thing?
Yeah, it's kind of random. It's different musical genres, but what I really like is like seeing a band who are doing something slightly different, or have a certain charm or charisma to them and to what they're doing that kind of like strikes a different chord, rather than go and see a band and they have like alright songs and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you're cool. Sing a band who do something that's like completely outside the box from anything you've ever seen anyone do before, that something that takes you by surprise, or something that doesn't take you by surprise at all. And it is like their standard songs, you know, they're just kind of good pop songs, but they sing them or they perform them, or there's something about them in a way that kind of like, you're like, oh, okay, oh, I really like that, or oh, I really like you, you're really sweet. You know, anything that's kind of like just got a slight different edge to it, something that just kind of like finds its way into your heart. That's what I like about certain bands.
Well, you've been out and about for the last couple of nights, seeing the very best of talent that Australia's got to offer. Do you see any parallels between what's going on in Australia and what's going on in the UK, and what kind of I guess similarities or differences between the scenes have you picked up?
I think Australia, and I think like when people think about Australia, they always think that you guys have quite a kind of like more rock kind of sound that's popular over here, like bands like Wolf Mother or like Tame Impala at the moment. You know, it's like kind of like proggy sort of rock sound, and you seem to like your bands that are a little bit heavier over here. You seem to like, yeah, I think we're a little bit indie in the UK, maybe a little more pop or dance at the moment. But you guys have Modular as well over here, which obviously is a great label and has done some good things. But coming out here and coming to Big Sound, the thing that I've kind of seen more of is that you're just everywhere is kind of going on the same
way now where you can have a local scene, or you can have like a sound from one country and so many bands, but so different and such a wide variety of sound. You can have a band that sound like Q, and then you can have a band that sound like Big Scary, and then you can have a band that sound like Children Collide. And they're all so different, but they're all playing here, and they're all Australian, and they're all very Australian when you speak to them. They're Australian. Yeah, they are. And, you know, it's that kind of thing where I think, and it's another influence from the internet, I believe, is that people aren't into one genre of music anymore. People are into a massive variety of music. People are into many different genres, and people don't define themselves over being into one sound. People are into everything. If something's good, and if something's doing something different, if something's doing it with a passion or an energy that people can relate to, then that's going to be popular now. You don't have to be punk. You don't have to be a dance head. You don't have to be a rocker. You know, you can be anything. And yeah, as long as something's got that kind of one little unique spark, which kind of really relates to people and really gets in people's hearts and in their minds and in their like subconscious when they're sitting at home, kind of like reading a book, and that kind of little song, a little hook comes in your head, and you're like, oh, what is that? Oh yeah, that record, that's great. You're gonna go and listen to that. I think that's what matters right now, and that's what I've seen at Big Sound, is just a large variety of different bands, all doing their own thing, but doing it really, really well.
You've been to a lot of, I guess, industry events, I'm sure, over your time. What's your impression? This is your first Big Sound. What's your impression of, well, what are you taking away from the conference?
Yeah, this is my first Big Sound, and it's my favourite conference I've ever been to. It's brilliant. It's like, I mean, yeah, I go to things like South by Southwest, or go to like Great Escape, or In the City in Manchester, and they're like good, but they're either like quite A&R or they're quite fan-based. It's strange to come to a conference that's small, but it's not tiny. It's not like, you know, like 3 bands playing. It's like, it's a good-sized conference, but it's manageable, and it's easy to find people. It's easy to go to watch the bands that you want to see. You don't feel like you're standing in a venue really enjoying one set, but you've really got to run and see the next band, and they're 2 miles down the street in some venue, and you're gonna have to get a taxi, and it's raining, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna miss them, but I really like this band, but I really want to see that band, and I don't know what to do and where to go, and I'm really conflicted, and I don't like it. You know, here it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch Q at Rick's Bar, and I'm gonna cross the road and watch the end of Big Scary, and it's perfect. And it's brilliant. And it's so easy to meet people, and it's so easy to just be standing there and to like just start chatting to someone, and then you just have like a spark with that one person, and you're like, oh, should we just gonna get a beer? Yeah, great. Everyone here's so friendly, and it's been absolutely brilliant.
I don't think we can top that one.
Okay.